Hello, is Carsman50 from the Hardware Diversity Discussion, and today we have a very exciting channel update video, something a little bit out of the blue, and also something to talk about for a future content perhaps on the channel. I think I have briefly mentioned it before, but I thought maybe I'll go over it again. It's been quite revised since I last had any thoughts about it, and I imagine it's going to be quite fun, and a learning experience for me and the person involved nonetheless. So we'll start off with that news, and basically I talked a few weeks ago about doing some overclocking. There's actually an event going on at the moment, I think yes it has started, overclocking old hardware and just getting some recognition. I think there's prizes, not 100% sure about that, but I'd imagine that it's be quite small as it's talking about older hardware. I don't think there's really any sponsors involved, but as I said, it requires anyway anything between up to a quad core up to 5 gigahertz, and there's temperature limits as well, especially for the sort of air cooling league, and also there's extreme, which can be up to whatever you can achieve out of what you've got. Liquid nitrogen, dry ice, and all that, and also what's that word where they use the refrigerator units? I've forgotten. But anyway, so that's sort of, you can delve into both of those and they'll record your scores with that, and you require a GTX 260 to enter the 3D section, 3D benchmarking section of the contest. So I've been looking out for one of those for a while, but anyway, talking about what I'm actually going to be doing, obviously I have a spare liquid cooling set that I was going to use in my friend's computer a few years ago, but it does leak. But I thought if I actually got it out once and sealed it up with bathroom sealant or something like that, then it can be used once, wouldn't matter then. And my friend's got a sort of a thermoelectric cooler that cools on one side and heats up on the other, and I was thinking, well, why don't I use that for some overclocking, get some really extreme temperatures, hopefully better cool it below ambient and really see what these things can do. However, to take away the heat exchange from not only the CPU but also the device itself, you need something fairly, more than just what you would, you're effectively doubling your load in terms of your heat exchange. And I was going to get a heat sink. I was going to borrow Dad's possibly, and use that as sort of, the heat exchanger between the cooler and the actual CPU or GPU if it goes to that route, to see what we can do. But I thought, well, no, heatsink's just going to be too much of a bother. So anyway, back to the actual news. Yes, I'm going to be using my liquid cooling set. I've decided it's got a 360 radiator on there, so it'll be more than enough for any single item you want to cool. So that's really exciting, actually. I'm looking forward to that a lot, and hopefully that can happen in the near future. Hopefully I can get it filmed as well in some way, shape or form. And so that will be coming up, on the channel in a short while. The second piece of news is, yes, Need for Speed is coming back. By the time this video is out, you will have seen episode 13. I haven't, obviously, as I've talked about, I haven't seen it, played it for a while, and hopefully the OBS recording is good. Downscaling from 1440 to 1080p. Hopefully looks quite good. And on the note of looking quite good, I've positioned my microphones. It's not quite in my face like it was last time around, and hopefully the audio quality isn't diminished too much. So that's a new thing there too. But the last piece of news is I'll show it up on the screen once I've said it, but a channel called Explaining Computers. I've been following them for the last couple of years, just broadening my horizons with IT and single board computers and software, especially Linux he does like a lot, and just talking about, well, reviews and all that sort of things. But he had his 10-year anniversary, which is quite a milestone in my opinion. And I sort of wrote quite a bit of a heartfelt comment there, and down below it, I requested that, could he come on, my old podcast that I used to have, well over a year ago now. And he said yes, he would be keen on doing that. I was completely blown away that someone like him would respond in such a manner, and I've emailed him. Hopefully I can hear a response in the near future. That would be really, really cool stuff, because I'd imagine his perspectives and my perspectives would be completely different, and it'd be a good learning experience of mine, actually. And I'm not just doing it for the sake of celebrity exposure, because I don't get paid. It's not something I do on a regular basis anyway, and the podcast has been dead for a long time. So it would just be a really good chat about IT, what he thinks of current technology, because he's up with it, and he certainly knows what he's talking about, and to see what he feels and what his opinions on that would be really, really exciting. So I'm hoping that, yes, I will let you know well in advance when that will be happening. It's just, I just thought I'd like to announce that in this video, because it's something that's quite pressing, and really, really cool to see. So thank you very much for watching. As I said, still no updates on Top Gear Los Santos. I've been touching the rally, the rally race in episode 2. There's a lot of work left to do on that, so that means there's still quite a backlog of work to do for episode 6 as well, because that hasn't been touched. But anyway, it will come. Yes, just hold out hope. I'm holding out hope as well that, yes, we can get Top Gear Los Santos out. Certainly to maybe have another season filmed before the end of the year, and distributed before the end of the year as well. That's definitely the hope. But if I can sneak his 3rd season in there, not looking likely at the moment, but you never know. Anyway, don't forget to rate, comment, favourite, subscribe. I have been posting on Twitter. Please keep up to date on there, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out for now. Bye bye.